It's time for Paris Tiger Sports on the Paris Sports Network. Brought to you by First Farmers Bank, Ingram Waste Disposal, Farm Credit Services, Templeton Funeral Home, Longview Bank, Chip and Bethany Keys at Seed Solutions, Terry Elliston State Farm Insurance, Stuart and Carroll Funeral Home, Chrisman Farm Center, Country Financial, and our affiliate sponsors Paul and Kathy Porter, Steve and Lynn Young, White Sheep Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, Will and Mary Ann Majors, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
Good evening from Paris High School. This is the Paris Sports Network. I'm Clay Best alongside BJ Pheasant, and it is time for basketball once again. We've taken a break here for a bit. Haven't been on the broadcast for quite a while, but back in action here at home. Bands playing, and both boys and girls off to fast starts this season. Excited for tonight's matchup, BJ.
Oh, it's always exciting to see teams get off to a fast start. I mean, we've had so many years just up and down and just trudging through the year sometimes, trying to get to 500. It's nice to come out and just kind of have that monkey off your back right from the beginning. Hey, you know, we're in charge of our destiny now. We're not fighting from behind. We're not trying to catch anybody. Just go out and do your thing. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. It's just relaxing, lets you get in a groove. Hopefully they can continue that tonight.
Speaking of starting off on the right foot, a chance to do so tonight in the first Little Illini Conference matchup of the season. Both these teams we're going to see tonight will have conference championship aspirations going into the season. Both the Tigers and the Newton Eagles. Newton finished 5-2 last year. Their only two losses were to Paris and Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel went 7-0 a year ago and expect to be them near the top. But Mount Carmel, these two teams, maybe a sneaky Marshall in there, round out the top four of the LIC. So, when you know it, game number one might have some implications on how the standings turn out.
I think it will. There's been years in the past where you could just pencil in the top two or three teams in the conference. Everybody else, good luck. We're not worried about you. There's a couple wins. And the LIC's really changed the last couple of years. Some of the teams you thought were cellar dwellers have come back, and they're 500 or better. And any of them can knock you off on any night. And I think the conference championship, something's going to be decided way later in the season. But these early games have big implications to that because there's not a lot of wiggle room.
PJ, you mentioned before we hopped on the air just some of these names that we're familiar with from over the years at Newton, and those at home watching on the stream, you're going to hear those names quite often. The Martin sisters for this Newton squad are going to carry them offensively. Also might hear Addie Odell's name mentioned quite a few times. Odell's a senior, and the Martin twins are seniors, Carrison Martin and Cameron Martin. Cameron Martin, one of the best athletes in the conference. Their volleyball coach mentioned her being the best athlete in the school this year at Newton Community High School. So Tigers are going to have to play tight on defense, keep those three under wraps, and at least an eye or two on each of them, not let them get too many open looks. Otherwise, they're going to have to answer on the other end.
There's a Meinhardt out there, too. She's a junior. I think there's some kind of something in the school constitution stating you have to have a Meinhardt on your roster for every sport, boys and girls. I don't know, starting since at least the mid-'90s or something. There's just been a ton of those kids come through, and all of them good athletes. See a lot of the names you remember, like the Odell, what was the other one there? Schumacher. There have been a few of those come through, Probst. So a lot of those last names are pretty familiar, but they've only got, three seniors on the team I saw? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Addie Odell's a senior. Carrison Martin and Cameron Martin. Yeah, so those are your three seniors. They got one junior, and then they get real young after that. A lot of sophomores in the lineup tonight for Newton.
A lot of sophomores, quite a bit of height on this Newton roster, so we'll see how that plays into the hands of what the Tigers are up against.
Okay, they've only got one girl shorter than me, apparently, to their roster. That's a lot of height.
And teams have been known to add a few inches whenever they send these things out, but just looking at them, they do like they're within maybe an inch of what they're listed at.
There's several out there I can look in the eyes. I think they're fibbing just a bit.
Newton did lose one senior last year that was their leading rebounder. That was Kessler, who you might remember. She was on the LIC team. So they are missing her. We'll see how this Newton team looks this year. They are 4-1 currently. They have beaten Fairfield, Windsor-Stu-Strasse, Flora, and Altamont to begin their season. Their only loss was to a very good Effingham team, 53-51. Effingham went down to the Bob Caron Thanksgiving tournament in Newton and picked up the tournament win to kick off their season.
Do you know the Lady Tigers record at this moment?
Tigers are 4-1.
Okay.
Their one loss being to Teotopolis, coming off of a win over St. Joe Ogden. Very convincing win, I might add, 61-33. Just as similarly as the dominating win was for JV tonight, 53-18. Palin Camp, another great performance. J.C. Young as well into double digits. So yeah, Tigers coming in at 4-1. Both 0-0, however, in conference play as we get this started.
We mentioned how young Newton is once you get past the three seniors, and we just see the same thing here for our Lady Tigers. You got Peyton Smith, Gracie Watson, Taylor Clark, all seniors. And boy, it feels like we've been saying those names for the last 6 or 7 years. They've just been involved in everything. On the floor, getting varsity minutes from a very early time. So a lot of sophomores in the roster as well. And again, we only have one junior in Kylie Edwards. A lot of similarities between the teams.
Those teams have made it to their benches. We're going to pause now, and they'll play the pregame video up on the scoreboard here at the high school. And then we'll listen in. Let's go anthem first and then video. Then starting lineups before we tip off here in Paris.
Prior to the start of tonight's contest, we ask that you please rise and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem, played by the Paris High School Marching Band under the direction of Dr. Kevin Pruitt.
Now we'll get the Newton starting lineup. Starting for the Eagles are going to be those three seniors that we've already mentioned here on the pregame show. Addie Odell's listed at 5'6". Harrison Martin listed at 5'8". Cameron Martin listed at 5'6". And then the other two starters on the court will be a 6-foot Claire Probst, a sophomore, and then a 5'9" junior, Izzy Meinhardt. Eagles are coached by Brad Harris. Harris in his 13th season at the helm of this Eagle squad. I think we mentioned last year about these two head coaches that they are the longest tenured coaches in the conference. Brad Harris in his 13th year with a record of 195 wins to 149 losses. He'll face off against Coach Dave Tingley in his 11th season with a 246-61 record.
I'd take that record. That's a pretty good percentage there.
Really good percentage.
So the video board, there's not a new feature this year, but being utilized a little differently with the intro video. Is that going to be an every game thing? Or?
Every game thing for the girls, and it sounds like the boys will do the same. Yeah, starting tomorrow for the boys. Now the orange spotlight's onto the court. Tigers starting lineups being announced. Kylie Edwards in the starting lineup along with Taylor Clark, Kaylee Young, Macy Bicknell, and Peyton Smith. Will be your starting five for the Tigers here this evening. In that win over St. Joe Ogden, a couple of key statistics. Tigers went 9 of 15 from behind the three-point line. Macy Bicknell led the way with 12 points. Kaylee Young had 11 in this game a year ago that the Tigers won 41-31. Gracie Watson had 20 points. Taylor Clark scored 7, and Morgan Combs had 4. Combs will start the game tonight on the bench as her 5 teammates are out on the court. Set for tip-off. Tigers will be in their white home uniforms. Black numbers and letters with orange trim. Newton in a black set of uniforms. Don't think I've seen Newton wear all black. I thought we were totally out of this everybody goes all black phase, but Newton threw it in for the fun of it, and why not make it a school color?
Kind of retro now.
That's right. All black, blue numbers and letters, orange trim.
Blue numbers on black jerseys. That could be tricky.
That's tough. I do believe their IHSA is trying to outlaw that for at least some sports. Here's a 3 from Odell on the left wing, no good. Tries to chase down her own miss. Got a hand on it, pulled away by Kylie Edwards. Tigers into their first set. Young in the corner. Newton will play his zone. Inside Peyton Smith. Touch pass to Clark. Long bounce pass finds Bicknell near side. Here's Young. Tigers trying to figure out this zone. Unable to. Trip number 1, a turnover. Ball rolls out of bounds. Not sure if anybody on the officiating crew was watching. Newton will keep it. Newton through their offense. This is Meinhardt right wing, a handoff. Garrison Martin dribbles in, kicks out. Another drive through the lane. Wild shot up, no good. Peyton Smith was step for step on defense. Rebound goes to Clark, who has Young right wing. Young picks up her dribble. Skip pass intended for Bicknell is picked off. And back the other way comes Newton. They turn it over. Kaylee Young stuck her hand in the passing lane and is fouled before she got to take off down the court.
So far, 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. Not the way you want to start. That's the first for Addie Odell, first for the team.
Tigers had 10 turnovers in that win over St. Joe Ogden. Turnovers were definitely a factor in their one and only loss of the season against Teotopoulos. Edwards gives to Clark into the corner. Bicknell. Her and Clark were right next to each other. Bicknell drove baseline and walked with it. If you're curious, I would not advise trying to figure out what type of pace the Tigers are on for turnovers this game, as we're just a minute and a half in.
I can't do that kind of math. Oh.
Bounce pass to a wide open Eagle on the block for 2, and Newton's first on the board. Tigers back the other way. Bicknell answers for 3 in the corner. Coach Tingley requests some pressure on the defensive end. Step in the lane now, kick out from Meinhardt. Got rid of it to Martin. And whistle blows, foul called on Paris. Inbound from Newton. Snuck it past Macy Bicknell. Kick out, near side Odell.
Foul went on Young. That's her first, team's first.
Shot from the baseline is an air ball, cut the base of the backboard, kicked out and chased down by Newton. Back the other way come the Tigers after turnover. Up ahead, Bicknell catches one dribble. Layup is good, and it's 5-2. Bicknell's got all 5. Give the assist there to Peyton Smith. Pass into the corner. Baseline was open. Smith shut it off quickly. Pass up top. Newton, when they first started that offensive set, had all 5 players beyond the three-point line. Here's a long two-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Smith, up ahead to Edwards. Edwards hesitates, baseline drive, floats over the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded and pushed ahead by Newton. Jump stop jumper is good. Numbers are going to be tough tonight, BJ.
Yes, it is.
Young has it beyond the volleyball line. Into the corner, Edwards. Skip past Clark. Has Bicknell in the corner. Odell closes quick enough to where Macy can't get a shot away. Young near side Edwards. 4.5 to play first quarter.
Can't see the numbers on my paper. It's dark up here.
Edwards' 3 is good. Near side corner. Tigers have found their range. It's 8-4. Dribbling into the lane and losing it is Cameron Martin. Here comes Bicknell. Wraparound bounce pass. Finds Clark up off the glass for 2.
Nice pass. Okay, they've practiced that a few times.
Shot from the lane. A floater's no good. Kaylee Young kept position on the box out. Grabbed the board. Here comes the sophomore point guard for the Tigers. Kick out Clark. She walked.
Newton's had 7 shots on the basket to our 5. I guess it's not as lopsided as it felt when I started that stat. All theirs have come from the 2-point range. We have put up a couple threes. Oh.
Long pass finds a cutter on the near block. She missed it, got her own miss. Kick out jumper, no good. Rebounded by Camp. Palin Camp and Gracie Watson checked in for the Tigers during that last break. Here's Peyton Smith, kick out Edwards. Wide open 3 on the way, no good. Rebound high into the air, pulled down by Camp. Tried to give it back to Edwards, but it's deflected out of bounds by Newton.
We really dodged a bullet on that last possession. They had her cutting to the lane wide open. I thought that was going to be an easy layup.
Morgan Combs checks in. Camp caught the inbound pass, fires out top to Kaylee Young. Now a kickball violation will reset. Kaylee Young inbounds from underneath the Tiger basket. Now has it in the corner. Up top, Camp. Long 2 is short, rebounded by Young. Kick out Edwards. Camp once more. A dribble. Got rid of it, deflected, went right into the hands of Kaylee Young, who is wide open for a lay-in. It's 12-4, and a full timeout called by Newton. 2:59 first quarter. We'll take a break and be back here on the Parasports Network.
Imagine if your farm lender specialized in agriculture. At Farm Credit Illinois, we reprice loans at no cost. We offer fixed and adjustable loan options tailored to your farm business. When you choose Farm Credit Illinois, you're not just getting low upfront interest rates. You're getting all these benefits and more. You're joining a cooperative committed to helping you succeed. Contact me, Heather Dunn, or Julie Crippen, loan officers at Farm Credit Illinois in Paris at 217-465-7605 or visit farmcreditil.com/contact. Good luck, Tigers, this sporting season.
Coming out of the timeout, Tigers will be on defense and have an 8-point lead, 12-4, 2:59 to play first quarter.
I like this early 8-point lead. They're getting it done in transition. I think the turnovers are the real thing right now. They've got to button up. Polish up that number there. I've got us down for 4 so far. And a few traveling kind of thing, unforced turnovers as well.
Yeah, with those turnovers, at least I like to think about if you turn half of those turnovers into buckets, now you're talking about, 4 points at least, maybe a couple more on those turnovers that really weren't. Now back on defense with an 8-point lead nonetheless. Newton near side on the wing. Pass out to Cameron Martin. She's got to get going if Newton wants a chance in this one. Does have 2 of their 4. Palin Camp goes sliding on the court, trying to save that one, but unable to. Good hustle from the freshman, but Newton will have it.
Now she jumped that passing lane. She knew right where that ball was going. Just tapped it away a little too far.
Newton runs a different set on offense against the man-to-man defense from Paris. Does not result in points. Rebounded by Kaylee Young. Young crosses the timeline, crosses the volleyball line, then backs up. Gives to Edwards, right wing. Bounce pass Watson. Edwards corner. Combs had to take it away from an Eagle on that pass. Gets it back, cutting through the lane from Camp. Now to Young, cutting into the lane. Shot up, no good. Rebound, Combs had it. Poked it to Young. Spins around, shot up off the glass, and it goes through. Tough 2 from Kaylee Young, but she finishes, and it's a 10-point game. Camp guards on the left wing for Newton. Near side, Karras and Martin had it. Foul on the Tigers.
I think that's going to go on Kaylee.
Checking in for the Tigers, number 23, Macy Bickle, along with number 3, Hayden Keys. Checking in for
Yep, that's Kaylee's second.
Izzy Maynard.
So the Tigers putting some fresh legs on the floor.
Peyton Keys checks in for the first time this evening. Macy Bicknell back on the court as well. There's a drive, shot up, no good. Rebounded by Combs, who played defense and affected that shot enough to not give the Eagle a chance. Here's Bicknell. Dribble in, jumper is no good. Rebounded by Newton. Eagles advance. Head on the right wing, pass up top. Shot from the lane is good. Cameron Martin scores her 4th point. She's got 4 of the 6 for Newton. Bicknell left wing, into the corner, Keys. 3 on the way is good for Peyton Keys. 17-6. Tigers trying to take a double-digit lead into the second quarter. Turnover Newton.
I've got us even in turnovers now, 4 apiece.
Half a minute to play first quarter. Keys brings it up this time to Camp. Taylor Clark, short corner. Up top, Keys, 20 seconds left. Payne Smith at the elbow. Camp a 3, right wing, and it is good for Palin Camp. Her first 3 of the night. Pass up ahead for Newton. He'll try to answer. It's blocked by Palin Camp. Freshman got up and blocked the jumper. Now on the run out, catches, shoots, blocked herself, no foul called. And we will head to the second quarter. Your Tigers lead by 14 points over Newton here on the Parasports Network.
Cornerstone Building Brands is the largest manufacturer of exterior building products in North America, servicing commercial, residential, and repair and remodel markets. They're the #1 manufacturer of vinyl siding, windows, and metal accessories, as well as North America's top choice in metal roofing and wall systems. With an expansive product offering and more than 100 locations, they're committed to providing high-quality exterior building solutions that their customers and communities can count on. That's Cornerstone Building Brands in Paris. With 2 convenient locations in Paris and Kansas, Templeton Funeral Home is always there providing the care and service you and your loved ones deserve. Pete, Mark, and the staff at Templeton Funeral Home would like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this season. Go Tigers!
Tigers have possession to start this second quarter and a 14-point lead over Newton. Pass inside to Smith. Kick out Clark. Floats away towards the baseline. Floats one up off the back of the rim and through.
How about the ball movement on that one, though? Nice, sharp, crisp passes. They had Newton chasing it.
More passes than dribbles.
Yep.
Back on the other end, Newton through their offense. This side, it's Meinhardt. She gets rid of it, and a drive down the lane ends up in a turnover. Camp to Keys, intended for Clark, stolen away, saved, and they're going to say Newton ball.
Turnover number 5 for the Tigers.
Odell on the other end had it on the left wing. Here's a pass that's bobbled into the hands of Palin Camp. Has Clark with her. Finds Taylor. Layup too strong. Rebound. Nearly goes out of bounds. It's saved by Newton. Here come the Eagles. Cameron Martin with it. Gets to the left wing. Pass into the corner. And then that pass is deflected by Camp, but they will call Palin for a foul.
Yep. Her first. Team's third. Okay, new rules. Team's first. They reset every quarter.
That's right. Second year for that rule. Not the easiest one to get used to.
Yep, forgot all about that.
Be double bonus once a team reaches 5. No more single bonus. Clark on the other end had her shot blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Paris as Kylie Edwards checks back in to replace Palin Camp. Inbound is a lob intended for Smith and taken away. Odell back the other way is fouled.
At the line for the Eagles, number 3, Addie Odell, shooting 2.
Odell's first free throw is good for Newton as Gracie Watson checks back in. Odell, a really solid softball player for this Newton team. Makes me wonder and think about if Newton has the most athletes who are dual sport, maybe even tri-sport, out of the LIC teams. A lot of these names familiar both in fall sports, such as volleyball, or spring on the softball diamond.
Hey, Newton's that way. Casey always seems to be right up there with that statistic as well. A lot of three-sport athletes.
Edwards a 3 on the other end. It's no good. Rebounded by Newton. 15-point advantage for the Tigers. Newton trying to cut into that with a 3 on the left wing. No good. Rebounded by Smith, who gives to Edwards. Edwards to Keys into the corner. Bicknell. Bicknell's pass deflected up in the air. Tried to force one through on a chest pass. Had it deflected, stolen away. It'll end in 2 points for Newton.
2-point basket.
Give out one to Cameron Martin. She has 6 on the night.
She led the team last year in this matchup, had 9 points and 8 rebounds for the Eagles when they only scored 31 points. Now a foul called on Newton.
Foul was on number 5.
First name number, last name 5. She is unrostered on this Newton roster.
They didn't say her name, so.
Well played, Landon. Paris through their offense. Keys has it out top. Still facing this Newton zone. Camp short corner. Her pass deflected. Stolen by Newton. Up ahead. That pass deflected. Combs hits the deck. She's hurt. We'll probably stop play after Newton makes a 2-pointer. Now we may play on. Combs is hurt. Now we'll take a break and check on Morgan real quick. Taylor Clark's going to check in. Morgan's up and making her way over to the bench.
That was Cameron Martin on the basket. Give her 8 points now on the evening.
Martin has 8 of Newton's 11. Kylie Edwards, Peyton Keys, Gracie Watson, Palin Camp, and Taylor Clark, the 5 on the court for the Tigers. Keys dribbles at the volleyball line. Kaylee Young still on the bench with her 2 fouls. Clark inside, kick out Edwards. Back to Keys, into the corner Camp. Camp bounce pass to Keys, now Clark. 1 dribble on the baseline, kick out Edwards. 3 from Kylie Edwards is good.
3 points, Kylie Edwards.
Newton back the other way. Had an open look, didn't take it, then traveled.
That's the second three-pointer of the night for Edwards, leading the Tigers in scoring with 6.
Balanced scoring so far, just as it has been all season long for the Tigers. But another turnover. Then a foul called. I thought I maybe heard that slap through our headsets, BJ, and they will call it. Give it to Taylor Clark, I believe. Yeah.
I was looking at my book, and I knew that was a foul.
Martin across half court for Newton. Passes left side. She'll cut through. Guarded by Edwards. Pass deflected. Chased down by Newton. Pass in the corner. Baseline drive from Karras and Martin. Kick out 3 is good. That's Cameron Martin again, I believe. It is. She's got 11 of Newton's 14. Clark has it left wing. Short corner Watson. Clark tries to answer with a 3 of her own, no good. Edwards in the air for the rebound, can't get it, but it's deflected into the hands of Palin Camp. Keys. Clark now, 3:30 to play, second quarter. Camp has it right wing. Keys in the corner. Watson, bounce pass to Clark. Shot up, no good. Good use of the bounce pass there from Watson. A lot harder to pick that one off if you're the Newton defense. Ended with a good look, but unable to finish. On the other end, ball deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Newton.
Checking in for the Eagles, number 11, Grace Schumacher. Checking in for the Tigers, number 23, Macy Bickle, along with number 24, J.C. Young.
J.C. Young sees her first minutes here in this varsity contest. Again, she had an excellent performance in that JV win, a dominating win.
Oh.
Palin Camp chased that one down over on the sideline and
Didn't get the call.
looked like she threw it off of an eagle before it went out of bounds, but that wasn't the call. Newton will retain possession. Meinhardt right wing. She'll fire a 3. No good. Rebound pulled down by Young. Poked loose. Camp had it up ahead to Edwards. Here's Bicknell right wing. Edwards up top. Here's a 3 from Macy Bicknell, and it is good. Macy seems to be dialed in from on the three-point line here this evening. It's 28-14. Tigers have doubled up Newton, but just for a moment as the two-point basket rattles in, and I feel your frustration, Landon. Still no word on number 5's name. On the other end, a layup no good from Edwards. Back the other way. Shot up from the lane is good, plus the foul. That's Cameron Martin, who will head to the line for a three-point play attempt.
Checking in for the Eagles, number 3, Addie Adele. Out of line for the Eagles, number 20.
Oh, she's got 9 points in just the second quarter. Really, it's the only thing keeping Newton in this game.
An all-conference member a year ago for girls basketball. Now she's been all-conference 2 years in a row for volleyball. And she has another from the line. 28-19. Keys to Bicknell. Bicknell near side Keys. Young trying to bounce one through 2 Eagles. Unable to. Turnover Tigers. And they are able to slow the Eagles down after they deflected a pass out of bounds. Newton has climbed back within 9. Less than 2 minutes to play before halftime. Odell deep in the left wing, guarded by Bicknell. Steps beyond the three-point line, gets rid of it. Shot up, no good. Never had much of a chance for Meinhardt. Here come the Tigers up ahead. Camp, layup, no good. Was at a tough angle. Looked up and found herself underneath the backboard after catching the pass from Keys. And we'll go the other way.
Well, she's got some long arms. A lot of players wouldn't even have come down with that pass.
Checking in for the Tigers, number 14,
Kinsey Ingram will replace J.C. Young. Ingram's first minutes on the court here in this varsity contest. 1:30 to play, second quarter.
Another Tiger foul.
Tigers have done a tremendous job of keeping the other two main Eagle offensive talents quiet. Harrison Martin, who had 18 points in that game against Effingham, she's got 0. And at the line right now, Addie Odell, she had 11 in that loss against Effingham. That was just her second point from the free throw line. Next free throw is good. It's 28-21. That's 3 for Odell. Tigers wanting to get a bit of that momentum back before they head into the break. Camp into the lane. Kick out Ingram. 3 on the way from the corner is no good. Rebounded by Camp. And she gets tied up before she's able to get the shot away.
Lead down to 7 for the Tigers.
Martin across the timeline for Newton. She'll take it herself. Shot up, no good, but she will head back to the line for 2 free throws.
At the line for the Eagles, number 23, Cameron Martin, shooting 2.
First free throw, no good. Tigers take a break there. Get a break there from Martin.
She won't miss too many of those.
That one falls straight through. It's 28-22. Back to a 2-possession game, under a minute to play before halftime. Edwards into the corner, Keys, short corner Camp. Kick out Edwards. Tigers may hold unless they get a wide open look. And at that, it probably need to be from down on the block. England to Camp. Smith in the lane. She works at the free throw line. Kick out England. She'll take a wide open 3. No good. Left it just short. Rebound, batted around. Pulled down by England. Here's Edwards. Still 30 seconds left. Keys a baseline drive, a wild toss out towards half court. That's chased down by Edwards, but her foot was on the half court line, and it's a turnover.
That's 10 now in the first half.
That matches the total from the Tigers' last game, a win over St. Joe. Coach Brad Harris has to be pleased with where his team is going to be at halftime. Here's a wide open 3 from Martin. She missed it. Rebounded by Edwards. 6 seconds left. Long bounce pass finds Keys. Now Camp. Layup good. 1 second left. Newton will not get a shot away. And that's a little bit of momentum back for the Tigers, as it'll be an 8-point lead headed into the break. We'll take a timeout and be back with first half stats here on the Paris Sports Network.
North American Lighting is a leading supplier of automotive lighting systems in North America, and they're proud supporters of Paris Tiger Athletics. They'd like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this sporting season. Located at the Paris Airport, Seat Solutions wants to wish the best to all Paris Tiger teams this season. Contact Chip or Bethany Keys at 251-0153. Stewart & Carroll Funeral Home is dedicated to providing compassionate and individual attention to every family they serve, sincerely caring for your family's needs. Stewart & Carroll Funeral Home proudly supports Paris Tiger Athletics. Since 1950, Ingram's Waste Disposal has proudly served Edgar and Clark County with residential and commercial trash pickup, commercial compactor services, roll-off service, and mini roll-off services. Stop by 501 Grandview Street in Paris or call 217-465-3335.
If you're looking for agricultural, business, or personal loans, Longview Bank has you covered. They can even help you out with investment options and online banking. At Longview Bank, they're always ready with the services you need. Visit them online at longviewbank.com.
Moody Farms of Paris is a proud supporter of Paris Tiger student athletes. Whether they're on the court, in the field, or in the classroom, Moody Farms wants to wish all of our Tigers the best of luck this year. Terry Elliston has been your good neighbor State Farm agent since 1981. They focus on auto, home, life, farm, and business insurance, along with financial products throughout Paris and the surrounding areas. Their mission is to put the interest of others ahead of their own. They're committed to doing whatever is needed to meet their customers' needs and to truly be a good neighbor by serving the community in which they work and live. Call State Farm for a free auto insurance quote at 465-8548. For nearly 100 years, farmers have counted on FS to provide agriculture-related products and services. Call 465-1560 for fuels, lubricants, or propane for home and farm use.
Welcome into halftime here on the Paris Sports Network. Tigers lead by 8 over Newton. Margin was much wider than that minutes ago as we started that second quarter, but Newton closed in. Not sure exactly what time that was that Kaylee Young picked up her second foul, but coincided with that Newton run that really started to take place in that second quarter.
It really did. Our offense slowed down a bit, but that took a hit defensively too, having her out of there. And when you have a deficit on both ends of the floor, the other team tends to catch up a little bit. I'll run down the stats a little bit for you here. For Newton here in the first half, they shot 7 of 19 from the floor for 36%. 1 of 5 from behind the arc for only 20%. They were pretty good from the free throw line, 5 of 7 for 71%. Leading them in scoring was Cameron Martin. She had 15 points, and 11 of those coming in the second quarter. Izzy Meinhardt has 2 points. Claire Probst has 2. And Addie Odell has 3. Fortunately, the mystery number 5 player has not scored yet, so I don't have to attribute any points to her. And she does have 1 foul, though. Hopefully we'll get a name from the scorers in the second half. For the Lady Tigers, they've yet to make it through the free throw line. They're shooting 42%, though, from the floor, 6 of 14. 6 of 10 behind the arc, 60% there, not doing too shabby. Leading them in scoring is Macy Bicknell. She has 8 points. Kaylee Young has 4. Taylor Clark has 4. Peyton Keys 3. Kylie Edwards 6. And Palin Camp has 5. Unfortunately, you look at Keys, Camp, and Young, all their points came in the first quarter where we put up 22. I didn't expect us to necessarily put up 20-plus points a quarter. That'd be awesome. But you hate to see single digits either. So 8 points, just a real low total there in the second half. The Tigers have committed 10 turnovers to Newton's 7. Not a lot of foul trouble here going into the second half. We did see Macy Bicknell pick up her second. Kaylee Young has 2. After that, Taylor Clark 1 and Palin Camp with 1. Looking over at the Newton side, I only marked 2 fouls, so I must have missed some other ones. But I only see 1 up there on the scoreboard, so I may not have. They have no fouls to speak of, really. And they're looking at an 8-point deficit coming out of the break. Like you mentioned, the changes they made there in the second quarter, coach has to be happy with their turnaround in the second quarter. But I still think if Parrish just cleans up the turnovers a little bit, takes care of the ball, well, they could do some real good things here in the second half. I'm sure that's the same kind of thing they're getting from coach right now.
Still a few minutes left before the second half begins here in Paris. Take a look around the conference. Don't have any score updates, but at the top of the show, we mentioned that these 2 teams will have conference championship aspirations, as will the Mount Carmel Golden Aces. They are hosting Marshall. Marshall, the team that might be in the top half of the conference as well come season's end. So 2 games to start off the conference where potentially the top 4 teams facing off against each other. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
This is the first game I've got to see the Lady Tigers play this year. I'm going to be covering most of the boys' games this year, but I do get to fill in for Jeff tonight, so hopefully he's feeling better. I've never got to see Palin Camp play. This is the first time I've got to see her tonight. So I'm watching her out there in the top of the key, and if you wonder, if you're a young kid, how you get to start varsity early. Well, if you're basketball, first, be tall. That helps. Secondly, because you can't always control that. I tried for years, didn't work. Secondly, you got to handle the ball well. You got to make good decisions. But third, you got to do the little things, and things like playing defense, rebounding. I'm watching her out there at the top of the key right now. Watch any pass that goes by her. The girl flinches every time. Like, instinctively, she's like, that's my ball. I'm going to take it. Like, she's ready to steal every single pass to her. She's got these really long arms, and it's just kind of comical. Like, she thinks I can get that ball every time. And now she's not jumping all of them because she knows she can't, but she's ready. She's on her toes, and I'm just getting the biggest kick out of watching her. That's like 2 or 3 steals we've seen, top of the key. A couple she slapped away that we weren't able to get back, but it's going to be fun to watch her.
And to that point, I think it was the possession after she dove out of bounds down here to our left and wasn't able to get it. Went back on defense, and not that it was necessary from all 5 of them to have their hands up, and it typically doesn't happen until it needs to happen. But you look down there, and Palin's got her arms out, just knowing what type of presence she can have out there on the defensive end, and it's just one of those little things like you mentioned that doesn't take it for granted, knows that there's always a chance that something good is going to happen if she's doing those fundamentally sound things at all times. Yeah,
you're a freshman. You're not in the starting lineup. Most freshmen don't expect to start, but you got a lot of minutes there in that first half, and when you play defense like that, the coach is going to be more willing to send you out there.
Palin was named to the all-tournament team of that North American Lighting Tournament to start the season. Her and Kaylee Young were the 2 Tigers that represented Paris on that team. Kaylee Young back out onto the court with her 2 fouls to start this second half. Catch the pass from Kylie Edwards. Sees Macy Bicknell cut to the right wing. Taylor Clark pops up with Peyton Smith on the opposite block. Those are the 5 on the court in white. Clark at the volleyball line. 30 seconds goes by. No clean looks for the Tigers, so they'll reset. Edwards deep in the left wing. Catches it back from Young. Back to Kaylee in the corner. Here's Edwards. Back to Young. Has Smith down low. Kick out Edwards, but she's 6-7 feet beyond the 3-point line. Won't take this shot. Now at the top of the key. Smith, kick out Young. Gets to the short corner before she's shut off, and a foul is going to be called on Newton. Patient set from the Tigers. It took 1 minute and 3 seconds before Newton had enough, and a foul's called.
Could have run the shot clock out a couple times there. That's the first foul for Martin.
So the Tigers will go through it again. Young near side in the corner. Still a zone from Newton. Edwards bounce past Clark. Here's Young. Short corner, Clark. Looking, finds Smith. Shot up, no good. Missed it point blank, but got it back. Poked it loose. Now gives to Bicknell. Macy's shot, no good, but a foul called.
That'll be on number 14, Izzy Meinhardt, her first, team second here in the third.
At the line for the Tigers, number 23, Macy Bicknell, shooting 2.
You got like that, 1.5 minutes off the clock, and the ball hasn't crossed half court.
First free throw from Bicknell is good. Chance to get this back to a 10-point lead. Unable to. Rebounded by Newton. Here's Odell up the left side of the court. Now towards the center, guarded by Bicknell. Foul called on Bicknell.
That's her third.
No signs of a sub. Macy will stay out and play defense with those 3 fouls. She guards Odell in the left wing. Young out top guarding Martin. Martin gets rid of it. Now a sub will check in. Palin Camp to the scorer's table as Edwards nearly had a steal. Jump ball will be called. It'll stay with Newton. Here comes Camp for Bicknell.
Well, Macy leading the team in scoring tonight. You hate to see that offense on the bench, but she'll probably sit there for a while with 3 fouls.
Inbound pass to Odell. She'll fire a 3 from the corner and hit it.
The first shot she's made away from the free throw line.
She's got 6. Do not want her to start going, especially the way Martin has been firing on the offensive end. Here's Young. One dribble, picked it up. Gives to Smith. A dribble into the lane. Shot up, got a defender to fly by. Now a turnaround, floats it up and off the rim and in. 2 for Smith. It's 33-25.
Believe it or not, just Peyton's first points of the night.
3 from straight away, no good. Rebounded nearly by Smith, but Newton has it. That was Karrison Martin who grabbed it, kicked it out. Now Odell. Odell nearly walked with it. Wild going towards the lane. Whistle blows. Foul called, I believe, on Paris. It will be.
Be Peyton.
Will be on Peyton. That's her first. Inbound pass goes to the corner. Shuffled her feet, but nothing called. That was Probst. Baseline drive, shot up. It's good. Back to a 6-point game. Young to the free throw line. Kick out Clark on the left wing. Bounce past in it, come up high enough for Clark to catch and shoot on that one, so she gets rid of it. Tigers through their offense. Smith's left-hand layup, bounces out. Skip pass from Newton. Eagles drive in, shut off by Smith. Turnover, Camp has it. Looking for Edwards. She had an Eagle running with her, and they will call a foul on that Eagle. And a technical foul. Boy, that could change things here. That was Martin who picked up the foul. Then there was a long exchange of looks. And it had to have been about something that Cameron said. So Edwards will head to the free throw line.
So she picks up 2 fouls there at once.
First free throw from Edwards is good. Second, no good. But Paris will keep the ball inbound from the far sideline. Young with it at the volleyball line. Up top, Edwards. Here's Camp, wide open, left wing. Three-pointer up, no good. Rebounded by Clark. Her putback won't go, but has it back after deflection from Watson. Young on the wing, picked up her dribble, gives to Camp. Camp to the top of the key. Young to Watson. Back to Young, looked at Clark, gave it to Watson. Three on the way is good for Gracie Watson. 37-27. Three from Newton, no good. Rebound pulled down by Camp. Quickly up ahead to Edwards. It's a 3-on-2 for the Tigers if they want it. Pass to Young. Young spins around, gives to Clark. Three on the way from the corner, no good. Rebound by Camp. Had her shot deflected. Young has it, and she'll pull it out beyond the volleyball line. Tigers set up the offense. Here's Edwards in the corner. Pass over the head of Taylor Clark. Turned over, here's Odell. Thought about firing a three, gets rid of it. And now a foul called on Palin, I believe.
That might be the first turnover for the Tigers here in the second half. Looking a lot better on that front.
Player approach, checking in for the Tigers, number 32, Peyton Smith.
Newton inbounds. Cameron Martin with it. Gets a shot away, missed it. Rebound poked into the hands of Smith by Watson. Smith gives to Young. This Newton defense is all over the court.
They've got a little more aggressive here as the game's gone on.
Now we're settled down. Three on the way, Gracie Watson. This one no good. Had a good look at it. Rebound to Newton. Here come the Eagles. Long pass. Just over the fingertips of Kaylee Young. Odell gets into the lane. Shot up. No good. Rebound all the way out to the three-point line. Picked up by Newton. Three from the corner is good. Allie Herman, number 30 on your rosters. Number 5 here tonight for Newton. We have figured it out. We got 2:20 left, third quarter. Young has it out top. Gives to Edwards, right wing. Edwards back to Young. They play catch as we approach 2 minutes to play. Third quarter. Tigers lead by 7, 37-30. Into the corner, Camp. Smith, one dribble. Tried to bounce it out to Young. It was deflected by Newton and taken away. Combs still on the bench for the Tigers. She sits at the end. Did not see if she had ice on that ankle when she came out of the break. But might not see her the rest of the evening. 1:41 left on the clock when Newton calls a timeout, as that was Meinhardt in trouble, short corner.
Been a pretty fast third quarter so far.
30-second timeout. We can keep it right here. Tigers lead by 7. Few Tigers playing with foul trouble. Kylie Edwards and Kaylee Young both had 2 coming out of the break. They still have 2. Bailey Camp with 2 as well, as the Tigers have fouled 3 times this third quarter.
Macy Bicknell on the bench with 3.
Yeah, as you said, BJ, she might be there a bit. We'll see just how long.
About the next minute 40. To start the fourth quarter, she'll be back out there.
I will, you will, together we will show some heart, do our part, take a compassionate stand for good, forever, for Edgar County.
Inbound pass by Newton, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound, Camp had her hands on it, and she'll earn a jump ball.
Was that a 3 or a 2 they just fired up?
Thought it was a 3.
Okay.
I didn't check to see if the officials had their arms up. Yeah, you got to think Bicknell will be in too if Newton makes another one of those mini runs here to get within a possession. But right now it's 7. Tigers look to again be patient against this zone. Here's Clark. Up top, Young. Chest pass deflected out of bounds by Newton, intended for Keys.
Clock's still running.
Handful of seconds run off. Stop now. Stefan will make up for it. There we go. We're back on track. 1:03 to play. Clark in the corner. Picks up her dribble over the head of Keys on the other side of the court. Under a minute to play, third quarter. Martin passes right side, now into the corner. Down low, pass deflected. Another pass deflected. Keys got her hands on that one. Another jump ball. This one will stay with Newton.
Good hustle there by the Lady Tigers. You'd like to see them use those jump balls on defense like that. Now it's in our favor.
Odell catches, top of the key. Three on the way is good as she starts to feel it, headed down to the other end of the court before that ball fell through. And it's 37-33. Half a minute to play. Top offensive threats have 24 combined for this Newton squad of their 33. Timeout Coach Tingley as Clark had it in the short corner. It'll just be a 30-second timeout.
That's one where the coach calls a timeout. You look out on the floor, and everybody's kind of flat-footed. Like we're stuck between plays. And okay, timeout. Restart it. Let everybody figure out where we're going.
Yeah, there's a sense of that. You obviously, against a zone, you want to be patient, but what we've seen a lot of tonight was that patience hasn't led to great passes and open looks. It's led to skip passes that are deflected or skip passes that end up in the second row. And as you said, he saw that stagnant offense, and probably nothing's going to change from what they've been doing until he has that conversation with them.
The pass I always find interesting is when they dribble one side and do like the hook shot pass the other way. It's a unique.
Young has it in the corner.
Help her.
Picked up her dribble, finds Clark in the same spot where the timeout was called. Dribble was poked loose, she got it back. Gives to Smith, under 10 to play. Bicknell back into the game, left wing, dribbles into the lane, shot up and good. 3 seconds left, back to a 6-point advantage. Half court shot up and hard off the backboard, no good from Martin. We'll head to the fourth quarter. 8 minutes to play from Paris. It's 39-33. Tigers lead on the Paris Sports Network.
At First Farmers, we are committed to the communities we serve. For us, joining a community means more than just opening shop. We want to see businesses thrive, generational farms succeed, and local families continue to put down roots and grow. Whether you're looking for a farm loan, managing a business, building a nest egg for a new home, or searching for the personal financial tools that will set you up for financial success, we've got you covered. At First Farmers Bank and Trust in Paris. The skating rink at Twin Lakes, formerly known as Twin Lakes Roller Rink, has been a popular establishment in Paris for over 60 years. New owners CJ and Mary Jo Becker are bringing new life to the skating rink with arcade games, a snack bar, TV hangout area for teens, and lots of roller skating. Stop by 1250 North Main Street in Paris on Friday and Saturday nights from 6 to 10, with a fifth quarter on Friday nights until midnight, and on Sundays from 2 to 4. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming events.
Tiger ball to start this fourth and final quarter. Kaylee Young across half court, gives to Gracie Watson. Macy Bicknell right wing guarded by Odell. Second Eagle comes over, pokes it loose. Macy got it back, gives to Watson. Peyton Smith in the lane. Kylie Edwards runs baseline. Young dribbles from the left wing, out top to the midcourt logo. She's double teamed. Has to get rid of it and does to Watson. Smith out to Edwards. Three on the way, Kaylee Young is no good. Just short from Kaylee, rebounded by Newton. Martin back the other way for the Eagles. Pass right side now into the corner. Three on the way from Newton, no good. Rebounded by Young. Young has Tigers up ahead. She looks and finds Smith. Now Young cutting through, bobbled it, caught it, can't finish. Nearly a travel turnover anyway, into the hands of Macy Bicknell. Does not have numbers, so she will back it out to Kaylee Young. Young passes left side, Edwards. Young at the midcourt logo. She'll stand now, start to dribble. Minute gone by in this fourth quarter. Young begins her dribble.
Gracie asking for it down low. There she is.
We'll see if Newton decides to be more aggressive here on defense. Either extending this zone, picking up man-to-man. Watson in the corner for Edwards. Right now, both teams content to let this clock roll. Comes a bit of pressure from Karras and Martin. Young picked up her dribble. Smith to Bicknell. Edwards near side volleyball line. 2 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. Watson, three on the way. Got it.
That was a big bucket there.
9-point game, 42-33. Odell is fouled. There's number 4.
Macy Bicknell, no doubt about it. Reached with the front side arm, got it over the top of her, turned the body. I mean, everything they tell you not to do.
Inbound pass finds Probst. Turnaround shot, no good. Saved by Smith. Into the hands of Edwards. Edwards picks up her dribble. Here is Young. Young evades the double team, gives to Watson, who's slapped out. Now a timeout called by Coach Tingley. Full timeout for the Tigers. 5:26 left. We'll take a break with them. Tigers lead by 9 on the Paris Sports
Farming
Network.
is more than an occupation. It's a way of life. So when you want to protect your farm, it goes a lot deeper than protecting your crops, buildings, and machinery. You can't trust your farm protection to just anyone. You want an insurance company with decades of experience like Country Financial. We may have insured your parents' farm or even your grandparents' farm. So let us put 80 years of experience to use for you. Find out more about achieving financial security and farm insurance from your Edgar County financial representatives, Dan Phipps, Mark Gladding, and Jim Blue. White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning have been your hometown boys for over 50 years, offering 23.5-hour service. That's right, they need a half hour for coffee. Call John at 217-465-3195. The Paris Sports Network would like to thank our affiliate sponsors, Paul and Kathy Porter, Steve and Lynn Young, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, Will and Mary Ann Majors, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
Tigers will inbound from under their own basket after the timeout. Young will trigger. Gives to Camp. Wide open three for Palin. No good. Rebound in the lane. Pulled down by Martin. Martin does just about everything for this Newton club. Not sure where she's at on rebounds, but pulls on another one and then is fouled on the other end.
That's going to be Kylie Edwards, her first. Second on the team here in the quarter.
Ooh, they called it on Camp.
Oh.
Palin's third. Long 2-point jumper is good from Herman. Back to a 7-point game, approaching 5 minutes to play. Edwards across half court, dribbles out to the volleyball line, gives to Young. Camp, Smith, and Watson, the other 3 Tigers on the court. Karras and Martin guards Young. Young had a step on her, but Addie Odell stepped over in front to shut her off. Now Odell guards Camp out top. Handoff Edwards. Edwards gets around Cameron Martin. Here's Kaylee Young. Young directs traffic. Calls Smith up to the top of the key. Smith passes to Camp. Camp guarded by Odell. Double teamed, and a jump ball is going to give it back to Newton.
That's a freshman mistake right there. That's something you hope to learn from, and she may not do again.
Yeah, one of these conversations that Coach Tinley has in the timeout huddle is going to be to pay attention to this Newton team sending a double team once you turn your back to one of these defenders. They're doing an excellent job of that. They set themselves up for that Cameron Martin 3 to get them back within 4.
They held her scoreless in the third quarter, but she's back on the board.
Kaylee Young picked up her dribble. Edwards has it in the corner. Baseline drive. Camp. Head fake on the left wing. Now gives out to Kaylee Young. 42-38 foul called on Newton.
Carson Mart picks up her second.
Taylor Clark and Macy Bicknell back in for the Tigers. Macy's going to play with 4 fouls. We'll see what Eagle Coach Tinley decides to guard her, have her guard. As Young has it on the right wing. Young goes right for 2, then back to her left. Passes left side, Edwards. Eases the Watson screen. Edwards gives to Young down low. Watson catches on the block. Bounce pass to Clark at the free throw line. Drive in Taylor. Layup no good. Won't go for Taylor. Rolled off the front of the rim. Here comes Newton. Chance to get within 2. Odell nearly carried it. Nothing called. Shot up no good. Rebound. Chased down and a foul called on Newton. Tigers got lucky there. Gracie was one of 3 Tigers going after that one. Eagles sent 2. Paris fortunate that the foul call goes on Newton.
So that was on Probst, her first. Both teams with 2 in the quarter.
Edwards. Excuse me, this is Young with it in the backcourt. Tigers got to get it across. They will
call timeout.
Give a timeout to the Tigers.
At like 9.5. Whew.
Again, very fortunate. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, a 30-second. We'll be back on the Paris Sports Network.
Family owned in Paris for 38 years, Savoya's Pizza is the place for real Italian food. Be sure to try their famous pizza nuggets and follow them on Facebook for their latest specials. Stop by 327 North Main Street for carryout or call 217-463-2500 for delivery.
.302 left. It was a 30-second timeout, and that made it a very anxious huddle for the Tigers, an urgent one, as they had to talk and try to figure out how to take care of the ball here over these next 3 minutes. Young picks up her dribble, has 2 Eagles on her, gave it to Edwards. Edwards is fouled.
And Newton's not afraid to foul right now. They know we could easily run the next 3 minutes off the clock and not bat an eye.
Yeah, with as much as their pressure has been able to affect the Tigers, not the worst thing in the world to play extra aggressive, just like Odell did there. Poked it loose. Here comes Newton. Blocked by Young. Huge block by the sophomore, but it doesn't matter as Newton got it back and scored it. It's a 2-point game, 42-40. Young back the other way. Bounce pass to Watson beyond the volleyball line. Senior Taylor Clark says calm things down. Watson does just that. Bounce pass down low intended for Clark. Deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Paris.
I like the idea there.
Young to inbound. Looking out top. Everybody's covered. Now she finds Edwards. Edwards beyond the volleyball line. Calls for Bicknell. Macy crossover, spins around, shot up in the lane, no good, but a foul called.
At the line for the Tigers, number 23, Macy Bicknell, shooting 2.
The last 2 possessions here being aggressive and attacking that zone.
Bicknell's first free throw, no good. Peyton Keys waits to check in. She'll hang out at the scorer's table and hope to check in for Bicknell after this free throw, and she will. Macy sinks the second. It's a 3-point game. She checks out with her 4 fouls. Keys checks in and will guard Odell. Peyton Smith back into the contest as well. Cameron Martin up across the timeline for Newton. Odell right wing. She'll drive in and a foul called. Inbound from Newton's going to come from under their basket. Odell catches. Step back three on Keys. Nearly banked it in. Offensive rebound. Put back won't go. Think that was Herman who missed it. Rebound deflected out of bounds. It'll stay on this end of the court.
Well, we got Peyton and Peyton out there at the same time. That's going to get a little tricky, enunciating.
Shot up, no good. By Martin, rebounded by Young. Whistle blows, foul called on Newton. You know, something else about it's awesome having the band play, obviously music-wise throughout the night, but something else that I hope you folks at home that are able to come to a game can take advantage of as well. That last possession where Newton's coming down, that's a huge defensive set. It's a 3-point game. You need a stop. You got to build some momentum. And the band's over there just making noise. Noise. It's trying to get the Newton offense out of their rhythm. It's not dead silent in here. So love the band being here just because it feels like a basketball atmosphere. And just wanted to make note of that because that was a huge defensive possession, and the band does a great job of realizing those opportunities. First free throw from Young is good. Second, no good, but it is a 2-possession game. 1:50 to play. Martin passes into the corner. Shot up. It's a 3-point attempt. No good. Offensive rebound. Put back. Will not go. Rebounded by Clark. She's trying to rip it away from an Eagle. Unable to, but it will be Paris ball.
Tigers with 3 team fouls. Newton with 5, so we are in bonus. The remainder of the game, that's what sent Young to the line that last time.
Watson to inbound. Gives to Keys. Keys will bring it up for the Tigers. Lobs to Young. Coach Daly wasn't
get the pass down.
Wasn't too happy with the pass from Keys, who left her feet to make it and lobbed it over an Eagle's head. Fortunately, found her teammate. Here's Young again. Count is on. Now she'll separate and reset it. Hands off to Bicknell. Bicknell picks up her dribble with nowhere to go.
Ooh.
Now finds Young. Young has 3 Eagles on her, and a foul is called. Newton bails out the Tigers.
And that's number 4 now on Cameron Martin.
Tigers number 13, Kaylee Young, shooting 2.
Young's free throw is good.
Checking in for the Tigers number 32, Peyton Smith.
45-40 after the Young free throw. 1:08 left on the clock. Timeout called by Newton. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back here to finish this one out on the Paris Sports Network.
Make plans to attend Lake Ridge Christian Church this Sunday, either for their traditional service at 8 a.m. or their contemporary service at 10:30 a.m. There's something for everyone at Lake Ridge, from infants to the more seasoned generation. Visit their website at lakeridgechurch.org or find them on Facebook to watch their service each Sunday morning at Paris Airport. Seed Solutions wants to wish the best to all Paris Tiger teams this season. Contact Chip or Bethany Keys at 251-0153.
.108 to play here in this one. We'll be back on the air tomorrow night. Same place, same time for the boys as they take on Newton. Boys have started off the season 3-1. That's their best start since 2016. In that season, the girls started off 5-0. The two teams actually combined for a 12-1 record at this time that year. So come on out and follow along on these hot starts from your Tiger squad. Young makes the second free throw. Under a minute to play. It's a two-possession game. Martin looking for an open shot, unable to find it. Does have a teammate who fires a three, missed it, rebounded by Camp. Palin dribbled once, then picked it up. Has to get rid of it and does to Young. Young had Clark up ahead. She will wisely settle things down and will be fouled.
At the line for the Tigers, number 13, Keely Young, shooting 2.
Young at the line makes her first free throw. It's a three-possession game. Timeout by Newton, a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. Just 41.6 seconds on the clock. That Newton team that the boys will play tomorrow, they'll come into that contest with a 2-2 record. Losses coming against what I assume to be a very solid Dietrich team. You know, Dietrich was good last year, a team that came here to the high school, and I think that was a tight game the boys played with a really solid Dietrich squad, but it's one of Newton's two losses. The other loss came to Cumberland. So excited for that one. Should be a packed house for the boys' home opener. Some of those boys here this evening taking in this one that's coming to a close with 41 seconds left.
Boy, Clay, I've gotten so into this game tonight. My stats are way off. My points are not adding up here.
Second free throw is good from Young. That gives her 9 on the night. 48-40. Here's Martin. Nowhere to go on the defense by Keys. Pass out Odell. Odell drives in. Picks up her dribble. Trying to get it back to Martin. Hand off. Martin one dribble. Picked it up. Got rid of it. No travel called. Martin has it back. She'll drive to the elbow. Kick out into the corner. Three on the way. Short. Rebound up in the air. Out of bounds. We'll see. Yes. Paris ball. .3 as the Tigers start to exhale a bit. Macy Bicknell back into the game. Clark to inbound, finds Edwards. Edwards dribbles once, gets rid of it. No foul called as she was pushed. Just as she got rid of that, and the Newton Eagles are going to let Paris dribble this one out. 2 seconds left, and the Tigers have fended off these Eagles who made run after run throughout the contest. Tigers battled through some turnover adversity, some foul trouble, and hang on to win game number 1 in this LIC season. 48-40, Tigers win by 8. We'll be back with the stats from this one, the post-game interview on the Paris Sports Network.
Imagine if your farm lender specialized in agriculture. At Farm Credit Illinois, we reprice loans at no cost. We offer fixed and adjustable loan options tailored to your farm business. When you choose Farm Credit Illinois, you're not just getting low upfront interest rates. You're getting all these benefits and more. You're joining a cooperative committed to helping you succeed. Contact me, Heather Dunn, or Julie Crippen, loan officers at Farm Credit Illinois in Paris at 217-465-7605 or visit farmcreditil.com/contact. Good luck, Tigers, this sporting season.
Cornerstone Building Brands is the largest manufacturer of exterior building products in North America, servicing commercial, residential, and repair and remodel markets. They're the #1 manufacturer of vinyl siding, windows, and metal accessories, as well as North America's top choice in metal roofing and wall systems. With an expansive product offering and more than 100 locations, they're committed to providing high-quality exterior building solutions that their customers and communities can count on. That's Cornerstone Building Brands in Paris. With 2 convenient locations in Paris and Kansas, Templeton Funeral Home is always there providing the care and service you and your loved ones deserve. Pete, Mark, and the staff at Templeton Funeral Home would like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this season. Go Tigers! North American Lighting is a leading supplier of automotive lighting systems in North America, and they're proud supporters of Paris Tiger Athletics. They'd like to wish all the Tigers the best of luck this sporting season. Since 1950, Ingram's Waste Disposal has proudly served Edgar and Clark County with residential and commercial trash pickup, commercial compactor services, roll-off service, and mini roll-off services. Stop by 501 Grandview Street in Paris or call 217-465-3335.
If you're looking for agricultural, business, or personal loans, Longview Bank has you covered. They can even help you out with investment options and online banking. At Longview Bank, they're always ready with the services you need. Visit them online at longviewbank.com.
Moody Farms of Paris is a proud supporter of Paris Tiger student athletes. Whether they're on the court, in the field, or in the classroom, Moody Farms wants to wish all of our Tigers the best of luck this year. Terry Elliston has been your good neighbor State Farm agent since 1981. They focus on auto, home, life, farm, and business insurance, along with financial products throughout Paris and the surrounding areas. Their mission is to put the interest of others ahead of their own. They're committed to doing whatever is needed to meet their customers' needs and to truly be a good neighbor by serving the community in which they work and live. Call State Farm for a free auto insurance quote at 465-8548. For nearly 100 years, farmers have counted on FS to provide agriculture-related products and services. Call 465-1560 for fuels, lubricants, or propane for home and farm use.
We are many, we are one. You have so much to give, continuing what we've begun, helping our families to truly live. I will, you will, together we will show some heart, do our part, take a compassionate stand for good, forever, for Edgar County, ECCF.
Edgar County Community Foundation.
Here on the postgame show, after a Tiger victory, girls move to 5-1 on the season, 1-0 in conference play as Newton drops to 0-1 as the LIC is officially underway with a Tiger win where they had to hold on there, but they did just that, even extended the lead to make it seem not as close as what it actually felt like for most of that contest.
It was a lot tighter than 8 points there after like the first quarter. Look at the scoring so far, wrapping up here in the game. Pacing both teams. That was Cameron Martin. She scored 20 for Newton, followed by Addie Odell with 9. Claire Probst had 4. Izzy Meinhardt had 2. And our mystery player ended up being Herman, and she had 5 points. Newton was 5 of 7 from the free throw line. They did all that in the first half. They didn't go to the free throw line in the second half. They were 10 of 31 from the floor for 32%. And from the three-point line, I had them 5 of 17 for 29%. For the Lady Tigers, they were led in scoring by Macy Bicknell. Those 4 fouls really hampered her because she was on a roll for a while tonight. She scored 12 points, followed by Kaylee Young with 9. Then it goes down to Kylie Edwards with 7. Gracie Watson off the bench with 6. Palin Camp had 5. Taylor Clark with 4. Peyton Keys had 3. Peyton Smith had 2. The Tigers were 36% from the floor, 47% from the three-point line, and about 67% from the free throw line. And we're joined now by Coach Dave. You can talk to him.
We'll let Coach Henley get his headset on. And Coach, most teams can't keep up with our ball handling, and they're just not skilled enough to do so. Tonight was a different story. Newton pressured the ball very well. They sent double teams at ball handlers when they weren't ready for it, and they're in the second half. I know that really made you guys struggle some. So that was just a different look that you saw tonight.
Well, we've been practicing for it. They do a 1-2-2. They have for a long time. It's really good. They put Martin, number 15, up on top, and she's just really good about playing in that space and knocking down balls out of the air. They were a little bit more packed in than we've seen them. Went and scouted them, watched a couple films, and they were really stretched out when they played Effingham the other night and lost. They were really stretched out and caused a lot of turnovers. Looked a lot like our first half did tonight, is what Effingham looked like, just turning the ball over. I think, though, ours were more silly mistakes more than they were getting things that were where we just passing the ball right into them. Second half, I think we had us down for 5. Of course, we missed things as the game's going on, but we feel like we cut our turnovers in half. And if in the first half, honestly, when they made their run kind of to get back in the game on us, it was on our turnovers. You know, they got back down the court and they were able to score without our defense being set. When our defense was set tonight, our defense was pretty good. But you're right. Dan and I were talking about before the game. Our teams match up really well in terms of guard for guard, post for post. So, tonight we lucky enough to make some free throws, have the lead, control the game there at the end, and that was really the difference.
You hate to find it out this way, but Kaylee Young picking up those 2 early fouls really changed the game on both ends of the court, right?
Because you're right. That was one thing that was happening. We were winning early and kind of in control of the game. She went and had to sit down. And, we're relying on some girls. Those are big minutes for them, some younger girls to go in. Peyton Key's freshman, it's just Kaylee can say, I know what you're feeling. She can relate. It's tough, and Peyton's got to, acclimate to that game from 8th grade to a varsity game where girls are fast, long, anticipate so much better. They're even coached better. They know all the little nuances to do in their defense that can turn teams over. So it's a good school for Peyton to have gone through this first half. Where she got a taste of running that and succeed or fail during that time, it doesn't matter. It's the experience that she gains from that, because then we can coach it from there. And we can say, hey, let's look at the film on this and notice this, and you did good here, or this is something you might want to take back next time. So you're right. That was a good experience for a few of those girls to rely on the game, because Kaylee does such a great job running our offense for us and just kind of puts everybody in place. That's one thing that we've had for a really long time now. I mean, last year, with a little bit different just because Kaylee was learning the job, but we've always had a point guard. And once you fill that spot on a team, everybody else can kind of go from there. It's hard to do it from, if you have a really good scoring wing, but you don't have a point guard, it's hard to fill, everybody out from there, because the ball's typically in your best girl's hands when you've got a team like we have, where we, every game almost always we have this 5, 7, 3, 4, 9, 12, 2, 6. I'm not going to probably have an all-stater out of this group, because everybody's going to look at it and say, well, she only averaged 9 points a game. That's the way that they do it. They think it's the girls' score. My team's set up to where we take what the defense gives us, and obviously we have a few girls that can fill it up at any given time. But I like to see when it's spread out, because when you look at this and the next team that we play, they go, well, who's their best player? Well, tonight, Macy and Kaylee Young led us with 12 and 9. Okay, are they our 2 best? Maybe the next game it's Palin Camp and Kylie Edwards. It's just, so take your pick on us. So it's really nice to have somebody like Kaylee in that point guard spot, because everybody kind of falls into line what their role is from there. we appreciate that from her.
Give us a quick outlook for the conference. You, Newton, Mount Carmel again. Where are you thinking? This team
we
just saw play. Well, I know you
all
have
these
some
coaches say, "What's he going to say?"
I know you have some general thoughts about who's good and who you gotta look out for.
At the beginning of the year, we really felt like Mount Carmel was going to be back with their two twin towers. They're just they're hard to guard, and then they've got Hershey that's in her sophomore year now too. Their little guard, she is a really fantastic scorer, and can get to the basket and shoot the ball with a lot of pull-ups and stuff. So she's really good. So they have like a little three-headed monster down there that they run, and their defense is really good because they can pressure and protect the rim with their big girls. So. And then Newton, I don't know if you guys even saw this, but the AP just came out earlier tonight, and they were ranked 5th. They were on the AP as the 5th ranked team in the state. They took Effingham. They were winning the game pretty much almost the entire game, second half, and ended up losing the game by 2 just last week. They're a really good team, so we did expect those two. And then there's other teams that's right there. I've watched Marshall and Robinson play. They are playing really well. They're maybe in that next tier. And Olney's right up there. I think that's kind of the team that's depends on how much they develop, and they've got 2 girls on their team that are fantastic scorers. So just kind of think how things go. Injury wise, development. Who kind of starts to come into their own type of thing. But definitely Newton and Mount Carmel, I feel like are 2 of the tougher teams. So we got one of them out of the way tonight, and that's a big win for us to get the first conference game and get that 1-0, especially against a team that's formidable. So it feels really good to get this win tonight. But my mind is already going to Sullivan is coming into town on Saturday. So they're kind of I would call them at this point now a rival because we've just played them so often in the postseason and every year it's a battle with us. So they're coming into town. I think they have an undefeated record as well. So they're coming into town. Should be a really good game on Saturday afternoon, and we got to get prepared for them tomorrow.
Well, congrats on this one, Coach. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Tigers win, and as Coach Dave Tingley reminded you, moved to 1-0 in the LIC season, and 5-1 overall on this young campaign for 2024-2025.
Nice to have that 1-0 start there. Like we said, not be chasing the record. You don't want to be trying to get to 500. I'd rather be staying above 500. So a good start for the Lady Tigers.
Or need another team to lose.
Absolutely.
Right?
You don't want to count on that.
Yeah, that's right.
Now the boys are back in action tomorrow night. They're going to be here at home. So we'll have that broadcast here as well. And I think it's Newton, isn't it? Right here. Newton
right.
again. And then Saturday, another broadcast. We have boys and girls going. We'll probably go ahead and cover the boys because we've carried a slew of girls' games so far, and we've yet to have the boys on the air. That Danville Schlarman tournament, unable to carry that one. So we'll get the boys in back-to-back contests, and boy, it's busy from here on out.
Yes, it is. Basketball season has officially started, so here we go. Final time, Tigers take this one over the Newton Eagles, move to 5-1 on the season. Do appreciate you all hanging out with us tonight, and we hope to talk to you again tomorrow night if you're unable to make it out here. For BJ Pheasant, I'm Clay Bess, signing off here on the Paris Sports Network.
This has been Paris Tiger Sports on the Paris Sports Network. Brought to you by First Farmers Bank, Ingram Waste Disposal, Farm Credit Services, Templeton Funeral Home, Longview Bank, Chip and Bethany Keys at Seed Solutions, Terry Elston State Farm Insurance, Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home, Crispin Farm Center, Country Financial, and our affiliate sponsors Paul and Kathy Porter, Steve and Lynn Young, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, Will and Mary Ann Majors, and the Mary Lou Pine family.